share my screen. And we can go ahead and get started. So good afternoon, and welcome. Thank you all for joining us today. So we'll be covering Gemini for Google Workspace, what it does and what already exists and what you'll have available if you purchase the add-on. So a quick running order, just wanted to do some quick introductions. Most of you guys are already familiar with Anthony and myself, but for those of you who aren't, we'll have some introductions. We'll have a brief history of AI, and then we'll do Gemini for Google Workspace, and then we'll get to the fun part, the Gemini demo. We'll have the Q&A at the end, so feel free to add any questions to the chat box. So my name is Deseree Hargrove. I'm an account coordinator here at 66 Degrees. I have Anthony Jimenez with me. He's going to be doing that fun part, the Gemini demo. Just a brief history of AI. AI is not a new concept here at Google. And it's something that they've been perfecting for many years. So in 2015 was the introduction of how AI can develop its own tools and mimic human behavior, as well as interact with the human. So this timeline really just outlines how Google has been working with AI in the background this entire time, with the conversational side being recently released in 2022. So Gemini is more so an advanced feature that we've already been using. Over the last 20 years, it's already been incorporated into your Google Workspace apps. Smart Reply, Smart Compose in Gmail, and your AI-generated summaries in Docs and Chat. So there's 3 different paths to understand how Google is going with this. So they're really taking a structured, safe approach to protecting your data. So you have Gemini.google.com, which used to be barred. It's a consumer-only product, but is now generally available. The consumer version of Gemini is where the LLM is trained, not Gemini for Google Workspace or Google Cloud. So as a Workspace subscriber, you can choose whether or not Gemini can learn from your data that's stored on Google Workspace. So again, your data is your data. You have Gemini for Google Workspace. It's a SaaS-like add-on that's integrated with your core services of Workspace, like your Gmail, Docs, Sheets, and Slides. And then you have Gemini for Google Cloud. So Gemini for Google Cloud, while Google Workspace is an add-on to the core services, Gemini for Google Cloud is a Gen AI tool used to build your own custom Gen AI tools using Vertex AI. So again, Google is taking a structurally safe approach when it comes to protecting your data. So no persistent local data, you own and keep your own data, no thick desktop ads, and no on-premise infrastructure. So today, throughout the demo, you'll see that Gemini does work seamlessly in the background. I also wanted to mention that Gemini does fall under the same terms of service as your Google Workspace. So what you know today, you can expect with Gemini. Again, your data is your data. You'll stay in control of your data and your apps are always accessible. So Gemini for Google Workspace. So Gemini is a new era of AI. So it's a powerful collaboration partner acting as a coach for inspiration, as well as a productivity booster for you. It helps you write in Google Docs and email while helping you visualize in Google Slides. You can easily create images for presentations and meetings. It helps you organize in Google Sheets and analyze and act on your data a lot faster. Also helping you connect in Google Meet. It helps you look your best in video calls. So what can Gemini do for you? Gemini is really good at brainstorming and ideation. It's really great to bounce ideas off of. It can be your new favorite coworker. You just input a quick prompt and Gemini will give you the response you were looking for. It also saves you time on any repetitive task. Gemini can help you create content more quickly. Again, it'll help you connect more meaningfully in Google Meet as well. So there's multiple ways where you can access Gemini for Google Workspace. So again, it interacts seamlessly in the background with your workspace tools and apps. You'll see a pencil icon with a star in Gmail and Docs. You'll see that grid icon in Sheets and Slides. And you also have the, we call it the Gemini app. It's gemini.google.com. You can also access it on that interface. Newly released is the side panel. It's a game changer. It's a little star diamond right by your profile picture. One click and you access Gemini within your Google Workspace. So those are the slides, and I will hand it over to Anthony to kick off the demo so you can see Gemini live and in action.
Perfect, thanks. I'll start sharing really quick, Des. Let's see. All right. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Anthony Jimenez. I'm the technical account manager here at 66 Degrees. Besides serving as a technical resource, my role is to make sure our clients are getting the most out of their Google Workspace platform. And, I do a lot of these demos and training, so hopefully you guys find this useful today. Reminder, if you do have questions in the bottom right corner, you can click the activities icon. That's where you see the triangle and square. And down there, you can ask questions. And if we don't get to them by the end of this call, we will follow up with you after. We will get like a recording of those questions, so we can always reach out after. So today I'm going to walk us through using Gemini and show you how you can use it in your day-to-day functionality. In this demo, you'll probably see me switch between different personas. And when you think of persona, think of it like your job title or your role. So when I'm prompting, you'll see me mention that I'm an HR professional or a marketing professional. You don't always have to do this, but of course, the more information you give, the better. So it's similar to like searching, researching for something on Google. The more you have in your actual Google search prompt, you're going to get a better response back. So we're going to start in the Gmail app. And first thing we're going to talk about is the side panel. So Des mentioned the side panel already. So if you hover over here, you can see this icon that says Ask Gemini. If I click on this, it's going to give me a couple suggestions, but I want to type in my own prompt. So the first thing I'm going to say is, show me unread emails from Kelly. Of course, you can use your search at the top still, but the Gemini one will filter it really quickly for you. You can even ask follow-up questions, like maybe there's an order in there or an invoice. You can say, what's the latest on my invoices? You can also ask it to find important emails. So if I exit out of it and I say, do I have any important emails? And I didn't spell emails right, but let's see if it still works. There we go. So this is the important flag. You can see that all of these emails have this important flag on there. And so it automatically pulled those up. You can also create images here. So if I was trying to send an email to someone and I wanted a fun image, I could say, create an image of a dog riding a surfboard. Still didn't spell it right today, but let's see if it gets it going. I can always edit this if not. But we'll be able to insert this directly. Here we go. It's smart enough to know that. And so now we can take this image and put it directly into an email. But my favorite part about Gemini and Gmail is the ability to respond to emails quickly and then know that it's giving you the proper, grammar, and it's going to be spelled right and everything like that. So you can see here when I click into an email, there are a couple different options. So first, at the very top, you'll see this summarize this email button. If I click on that, it's going to give me a short summary. I can also ask for a longer summary. If I clear this history, you'll notice when the side panels open, the summarize button disappears. If I close it, it'll pop back up. If you automatically open up the side panel from start, it's going to summarize the email automatically. You don't even have to ask it to do that. It's just doing it already for you. This is a short summary, but you can see in the email, I'm asking to get a marketing video created for a new Pilates studio called Align and Elevate Pilates. I'm asking to get a slideshow, some blog posts, and even potential pricing for some reformers. So there are a few ways to get a response here. So you can ask Gemini to suggest a reply. and it will give you a few options to reply. But I'll show you an even better way to get a reply, because as this is a good response, you have to hit the up arrow there to actually insert it back, back into your email, and you'll see that it's going to prompt them in. Then you can edit this, but it's not really the format I'm looking for. So what I'm going to do is when I hit reply now, let's close this. When I hit reply now, automatically there's going to be 3 suggestions right here. So if I hover over these, you can see that it's going to give me a quick response, and it will give me an action item like list of what I need to follow up with in the email. So in the email, they were asking me to create videos, slideshows, blog posts, and get pricing. So if I click on one of these, you can see it's going to automatically populate and give that information back. So it's going to respond to the email for you with just a quick click. But you don't have to use those. You could also type in a short response and it'll edit. So, and this can be something very simple. It can say, thank you, this sounds great. And Gemini is going to know to, like I said, respond back to the emails in this section here, like where the action items are. And it's gonna respond to that correctly in the email. So it says, I understand you're looking for a short and engaging marketing video, a slideshow, an engaging blog post, and you'll also want to get some information on potential pricing. If you don't like the response here, you do have this recreate option. You can also refine it. You can hit formalize, elaborate, shorten. You don't have to type in this sounds great like I just did. So if I change this, I can let's delete this and start over. If I change this, I can just type in 3 words like I'm on it. And Gemini knows just by those 3 words, to create a response and like mention those action items. I'll get on it. I'll work on the marketing video. I'll work on the slideshow, something really quick. But I like that you can keep tweaking this. So I can say, make the tone professional. And you may not see a huge change, but like sometimes like for this one, it might say, hey, Anthony, or hi, Anthony. If I ask it to make it professional, it might change it a little bit, or it might change it. I've seen it change it to like dear Anthony instead. So just trying to make it a little bit more professional. You can also ask it to include bullet points, change it to from, like I said, casual or professional tone. So there's a lot that you can do just from a quick response, to an email that's already sent to you. We're going to now, let's insert this and I'll delete this, and we'll send an email from scratch now so you can see what that looks like. So if I just open up a new email here, and let's just say I wanted to create a cover letter for a job in marketing. So same thing, if I click on the pencil down here, if you ever don't see the help me write there, just hover over here and you'll see the help me write icon. If I paste that in here, write a cover letter for a job in marketing. And within a matter of seconds, it's going to create a quick cover letter. But then you can keep elaborating on it, just like I was saying. I can say, include 3 bullet points about our company. And it may just be placeholders in there. It may give some suggestions, but you can see now it's going to give some company values right here. You can still make it professional. You can just keep tweaking on this, which is what I really like. And then so now let's give it an example as like let's say an HR professional. Let's send an email as if I'm working in HR, and then I'll show you what I mean by the persona. So when I paste in this prompt here, at the very beginning, it says, I'm an HR professional specializing in onboarding new employees. You don't always have to put that in there, but to get the best response, we always recommend putting in your persona, because that way Gemini knows to respond back with a correct prompt. So if I'm working in IT, I can say I'm a help desk professional looking to respond to an employee, how to help them with setting up their out of office. But stating what my role is or my persona really helps just to get the correct response. So like I said, this one here, I was asking to draft a welcome email for our new employee named John Smith joining the IT department. And then you can say it quickly, populates all this information here, gives you options to insert your company intranet, your link to employee handbook. So within a matter of seconds, now we have our email to send to our new employee. Again, we still have the recreate, refine, formalize. You can still tweak it if you want to a little bit, but just kind of wanted to show you some options in here. You can even use this for creating like sales emails or like email blasts. So if I click on it down here again, let's send one as like a marketing professional. Let me close this one. Let's insert that, delete it. So now if I open this one up, and same thing, I'm going to click on the help me write icon. I'm going to paste in here, and then you can see again that I'm also mentioning the role again, the persona right here is an email marketing coordinator. So Gemini knows, okay, let's draft an email as a marketing employee. And then this one just says it's about an upcoming promotion for our sale at the business Align and Elevate Pilates. We're having a 20% discount if you use this code. So just by hitting, putting that information in there, you can see I have a quick email. And of course, we can always tweak it. So I'm going to hop into some different apps now. Again, yeah, if you have questions, just keep putting them in there. And if we don't get to them during the call, we will definitely follow up with you guys after. But I'm going to switch to a different application now. So we're going to use the Gemini app. So you can get to this by going to gemini.google.com, or if you click your Google apps icon in the top right corner, you'll see the Gemini icon. You can hover over this and click and hold and move it wherever you want. If we click on that, it's going to put us into this new Gemini app, which this is my favorite one because it's the most powerful one, I believe, using Gemini. You can see there's some suggestions in here, like prepare for new customer calls, generate and share market insights, create an ideal audience, report for a new product. So there's some suggestions in there, but we're going to, do our own. And I wanted to show you how well this works across all the platforms. So remember, we just typed in that prompt in the Gmail application to create an email about our Pilates sale. I can paste that same prompt in here, and it's going to draft an email for me also. So this one even gives a good subject line. This one says fall into fitness with a 20% off code. So you have this really nice email. And then what you can do with this after is you can now export this directly into Google Docs. Maybe me and Des are going to work on this together. So I want her opinion on what the email looks like. She can tweak it. If I'm just going to send it directly, I can just hit draft in Gmail, click open up the email here, and then I will have to put the subject line up there, but it puts the rest of the email in there in the correct formatting. And then now you can send this out to whoever you need to for your email of your sale. Another option, we can go back in and we can ask it the same question we did for our HR professional. Again, you'll see that I'm still using that same prompt that mentions the persona. The HR professional is the role. But just wanted to show you how you can use this across multiple applications. It's like very uniform, and Google wants to keep it that way, like how easy it is to collaborate and create these. Same thing, now we have the ability to share and export. We have our welcome email. Before I finish with the Gemini app, I did want to show you another option in Google Docs, just to show you how you can keep using this across different ways. So I'm using that one prompt in 3 different applications, and the responses may look different. But just wanted to show you that you do have multiple options, that if you're working in Google Docs, you can ask it for something specific. In this case, because I asked to create an email and I'm in Google Docs, it's going to put it in the email format. And from here, I can add in my recipients. I can, BCC whoever I want. I can still share this out with Des, and now she can tweak it. Maybe it's not going to John, maybe it's going to Jeff. We need to tweak that. We need to add in the company name. And then if I hit the blue Gmail icon, it's going to send the email directly out for us. So we'll go back into the Gemini app, but I just wanted to show you how you can use it. So we did the help me write with Gmail. We were using Gemini app to write, and then we're also using the Google Docs help me write. Some other really cool options in the Gemini app is being able to find your data across your application. So some of the features I'm going to show today may only be out in alpha testing. So if you don't see it in your environment, you would just have to enable this or ask your admin to enable this. But for this example, I'm just going to ask it to, find the document about the top 10 cities. And you'll see that it's going to give you like this search icon. It's going to show like the drive, mail, and it's saying that it's finding it's finding the document listed in my drive. And so, of course, this is what I was looking for. I have a PDF that just lists out a few cities and the population. So just kind of wanted to show you how quickly you can do that. You can also use it to find emails. So I can say, show me unread emails from Kelly. Hopefully I have something in there from Kelly. Let's see. It should give us a couple options. There we go. There are 2 unread emails, and so it's going to reference those emails. There might even be another email that's not unread, but it's still from Kelly, so it's referencing that. Now I can click on this email directly, and it's going to take me to that just by searching in the Gemini app. So I could be, using this to create blog posts and research, but I also want to find an email really quickly. Instead of hopping back and forth between the applications, I can use Gemini to help me find it. And like I said, that's something that your admins can enable. It's called an extension at the very bottom, and they'll be able to turn this on in your environment if you don't see it there. Another really cool feature about this is the ability to upload documents. So you can upload images, PDFs, Word docs, whatever you want. You can upload a lot of your files in here and then get information on it, get summaries on it, create tables from it, translate it. So in this example here, I'm going to upload an email that's in Spanish, just because I was testing it and wanted to see some of my options. So it's a Spanish PDF, and I'm going to say, can you translate this to English? And now it's going to give me the response back in English. And then you'll see we can take even further action on it. We can change it if we want it in a different language. So here's our response to an email. If I click on it, you can see that it is a Spanish email in here. And so now I have it in the English version, but maybe we want something different. Maybe we want it in Korean. So I can say, can you make it in Korean? Same thing. We're going to get a response back from Gemini. And then you still have that option at the bottom, that share and export. So I can take this into Gmail directly, or I can insert this into Google Docs and have someone collaborate with me on it if I want. You can ask it to create emails from scratch, like I was showing you. You can also use this for notes. So I still like to, handwrite my notes, and I have a terrible handwriting. So in this example, I'm actually using my wife's handwriting so we can read it, but I'm going to upload an image, and let's just see. So it's just some short notes that she jotted down. So I'm going to say, create a document from this image, and it should read the image and then populate the data. And then I'll be able to take this data. And you can see it's something really basic. This is kind of keeping with the Pilates theme. It says, call Sophie about a schedule, October newsletter, something short, but just to show you the idea. Now I can take this, handwritten notes, and I can put it in a Google Doc. And now I can share this with whoever I want, and we can keep collaborating. This also works for tables. If you draw a table down, so if I upload this picture here, if I have just like a little short table, I can say, create a table from this image, and then it'll give me the ability to export this into Google Sheets. Now, we saw the option for Gmail and for Google Docs, but now this is just a little small table, but I wanted to show you how it can work. Now I can export this to Google Sheets, and then you'll see the prompt down here. It takes the data directly in here. Same thing. Now I can share this with someone else in the company. We can collaborate on it together and keep working for this document. Another new thing in the Gemini app is something that's called gems. So think of gems as almost like a subject matter expert. You can give it prompts, and then it's going to know. Like, so if I work in HR, I can give it some information about HR and what my profession is and what the job, industry that I'm working in. And then now when I ask questions in this gem, I don't have to specify, my persona, because I already told it that I was a HR professional. So we're going to create a brand new one here. And I'll give you a couple different examples. So in the first one, we're going to pretend that we're an IT support specialist. So we'll just name it IT support. And then we're going to paste in like a little brief description. It says, I'm an IT help desk support representative, and I would like to be an expert in all things help desk related for Google Workspace. I would like to help our users with Google password resets, setting up out of office, and any other workspace functionality. That's a great, set of instructions. But if I hit the Gemini icon down here, it's going to rewrite this for me and put it in a way better format. And you'll see it's going to be a long list. It's going to look a lot better than what I typed in there. But so now it has all this information here. This is the instructions for my gem. And I can even test it. I can preview it to say, let's see if this works. So I can just say, how do I set up out of office? And because I told it to specialize that I'm in Google Workspace, it automatically knows that I'm in Gmail. I'm going to, it's going to respond directly like that. So I can save this gem, and now I can always ask these questions. Like, maybe you create one, and instead of having to go to like your help desk automatically, you created your own gem. So now you can respond. And and it's gonna give you a little bit of information. And this one says, it sounds like you're trying to set up out of office reply in Gmail. I can definitely walk you through that. So now it's asking if we're using it in our phone or email program. We are using Gmail in the browser, in the Chrome browser, let's say that. So it should be able to give me instructions. Same thing about maybe password resets. So here we go. So here's our short instructions. I didn't have to say anything about Google ahead of time. I just asked it how to set up my out of office. And because I specified here that it was Google related, it created that information. To show you like another example here, we'll go back to the Pilates industry. We'll just call this, Pilates support. And so I'm going to paste in something short in here again. This one just says, I own a Pilates studio called Align and Elevate. The studio focuses on strengthening your core and lengthening the spine. Looking to be an expert in the Pilates industry. Now I'm going to hit the pencil again. It's going to rewrite that and give me a better set of instructions. And then I'll be able to ask it questions without having to specify anything about Pilates. I can just go in here and hit the preview option. And then, can you help with someone with scoliosis? And it's going to give me a short response. It may give me some movements automatically. Here we go. It says core strengthening. I can even ask it for some routine, but it actually gave me that information automatically. So you can have follow-up questions. But like I said, I wanted to show you this because it can kind of be your own subject matter expert. In the example we saw from Google, they were doing this based off NASCAR. So they input, something about NASCAR. They want to be, a historian on all things NASCAR. They want to be able to pull stats, something like that. And then they named it NASCAR Gym. And then they were able to just go in here and say who won the race in 2015 at this location. And because we specified that it was NASCAR, it pulled the data back immediately. So this is something really cool. You don't have to use your own. They do have a couple built out gems automatically. So career guide, this one helps you with preparing for a job. Coding partner, this is going to help you obviously write code. So there's a lot you can do in here. And then it does save it on this left-hand side. So now I can go into my gym directly and, ask it Pilates related questions, just like we did in the preview. But I just really wanted to show you how you can use gems within the Gemini app. So we covered how to write emails within Gemini app, upload files and images, and have, Gemini take that and put it in a Google document or Gmail. That way you can collaborate with people. You can also search for files, emails across your My Drive, whatever you have access to. But so now let's hop into another application just so we can keep this demo going. We're going to, hop into, let's say, Google Sheets. Let's go to Sheets, and we'll create some options in here. So right from the start, if I click the side panel, there's going to be some suggestions right here. And they're great. I really like how quickly this is. So I can say create a table comparing approaches to a new product development. There's one about, a call center. But if I click enter, it's going to populate and automatically give us some information. Let me name this file. Call it Pilates test. So here we go. So here's our short table that I asked it to pull for. Just to show you an example, I don't need this data, but I wanted to show you how quickly you can insert this. You can use the up arrow right here, or you can just click the blue insert button. I'm going to hit close because I'm going to ask it for a different prompt. So I'm going to clear the history just so we don't, getting over each other with all the history of the stuff we're chatting in here. So now I'm going to ask it, let's keep with the Pilates theme. Let's ask it to create a table of the top 10 Pilates reformers based on sales. And then it should create a small table for us. And then you can keep kind of asking questions around that. You can ask it to, include the price per unit. You can, let's see if we can do that. Can you include the price per unit? And then we should get a response with, it should look like a table like this, but it should be a little different and might give us that actual information that we're looking for. That's what we're hoping for. That's going to have that column inserted. There we go. Here's our price per unit. Same thing, you still have the up arrow, you still have the insert button. We're going to click the insert button just to put it into our sheet. But now that you have this data, now you can keep building off of it. You can ask, to create formulas off of this. You can say, calculate the average cost per unit. You can say, what's the total sales? But what I really like about it is when you ask the first question about creating a formula or creating the average cost, it's going to give you some different suggestions now. So now we can put in our average cost. Oops, that did not work like we wanted it to. Let's try that again. Create a formula to calculate the average cost. Let's see if that works. The average cost. I mean, it looks like the correct formula. I'm not sure why it didn't populate, but we'll try that again and see. All right, let's see. Yeah, there we go. Now it shows the results. Okay, that's what we're looking for. So now I can type in, average cost. Now we have that data. But then this is what I was talking about. You can see here, it does say create a formula that calculates the total cost. I didn't ask it that. It's just suggesting that automatically for me, which I think is really cool, the ability for it to respond to the table that's in here, the data that's already in here. So here we go. Here's the total cost. Yeah, we can overwrite that data right here. So now that's the total cost, I guess, of all this, maybe the sales. These are probably in like a higher unit, I'm guessing, probably in the millions. So just kind of wanted to show you that you can keep, adding onto this same, it's just going to keep giving you information. Let's see, I want to say you can even use it for different formatting too. So let's see if we can get this. Can you list all the reformers that start with the word balance? I think we should have 2 in there. Yeah, balance number 6 and balance number 1. We should get a formula back that's going to populate. And now you see we have our 2 reformers in here. So of course, if this is a really big sheet, I don't work in sheets daily, but if you're working on the accounting department or any department, obviously, but if you're working on a big sheet and there's thousands of rows and hundreds of columns, and you're like, okay, find all the files that are totaled over $1,500, and then you'll get the response back. I just did it based on name. I was asking it to give me information on the name. Eventually, you'll be able to use conditional formatting to like highlight all the rows that start with the word balance to the color green. You'll be able to do that right now. Just kind of wanted to show you a little bit of the information, how quickly you can get formulas created. Let's see. I want to do another example here just to show you, like, it doesn't have to be only based on like pricing. So let's say we can get a table created to track like our weekly team task. Let's see. Create a table to track weekly updates on team task, and then it should give us a short table here. And then same thing, we'll be able to ask it questions, create formulas based off the data that's in there. Even if there's not actual like a number of values in there, you'll still be able to do that in here. So if I hit insert, let's see. So now we have 2 options here that say the status is in progress. So I should be able to create a formula that says list the tasks that are in progress. And we should get 2 responses down here, similar to the response we asked for the name starting with balanced on the reformers list. So here we go. So now if I click insert, now we have our 2 in progress: design the user interface, and then the same thing, conduct user research. It inserts them right here. Of course, this is really helpful on a huge sheet, not something that I just built from scratch, but I just wanted to show you how you can use this really quickly within your applications. Next, I'm going to hop into Google Slides. This is another one of my favorite features, the ability to use existing data and then create slides off of it. So if I ask it to create a slide from this document, I can hit the @ symbol, and it's going to show you the most recent access documents that you have. If you can't find your document in there, you can just copy the URL at the top of the page and then paste that in there. But in this example, we did see our document I was looking for. So I'm going to click on the Pilates test, and this one says just create a slide from this document. Now the data in here is going to be translated into a slide, and you never know exactly what it's going to pull. It might pull all the names. It might pull just the pricing. It might just give us the average cost. But it's just really cool to create something really quickly off of existing data. So if you have your own notes from a meeting and you want to create something from it, and then now we can insert this, of course. You can also, create images in here. So if I go in here, there's 2 ways to create images, and I'll show you my favorite option, but I can ask it to, create an image of a reformer in a Pilates studio. Let's see if that works. And then if it does, I'll show you another option on how to do this. So we'll delete this image and let's see if we get a response. So this is using the side panel. But there is another option. So here's the reformer. This is someone stretching in there. May not be the image you're looking for. So if you're looking for a different one, what I would do is I would use this help me create an image. And the reason I like this one is because it gives you the style option. I don't know what style I'm looking for, but if I paste this in here and I was looking for a different style, I could do that. So let's just see if we get a different response. Now I do have a couple examples we can try. I just wanted to see if this works. We can ask, maybe we'll ask for a Pilates reformer on the beach. So here's our one right here. So now we can ask it again. Let's create a Pilates reformer on the beach, see if that works. But then, like I said, I like using this option here because it gives you the, the mindset to change the style. Like I don't know what style I was looking for. This looks good, but maybe we wanted to do it in cyberpunk. Maybe we want it to be, some neon colors. We want it to look really cool. This is for like a modern presentation. We want it to be really nice. So let's see if we get a Pilates cyberpunk style. Here we go. Here's our cyberpunk Pilates reformer on the beach. So just kind of wanted to show you some different options from within there, but you can ask to create images here. You can also create slides from scratch. So let's just delete this one and I'll create a new one just using the suggestions that are given to us from Gemini. So if I open this up again, and then if I click on the side panel icon right here, you'll see that it gives you a couple options. So this one just says create a slide to congratulate our team. And then you'll see it's going to populate something similar. It's going to maybe have a trophy in there or like an award icon, something like that, because we're congratulating our team. Here we go. Balloons, even better. So now we have our quick, slide based off of, a little bit of short information here. Eventually, you'll be able to build entire presentations. Right now, that's not out yet, but I'm going to hop into another application that's called Vids. What's really cool about Vids is Vids shows the new interface. So this is what the interface is going to look like when you open up a new Google slide or doc. Eventually, you're going to see this welcome screen. You can see it is an experimental feature right now. So Vids isn't, generally available, but we have it in our demo environment. You do have some options to create videos from templates. So there might be like onboarding information. There could be training videos. You can also reference, documents that you already had. So I can still do, create a video from this document, and I can still hit the @ symbol and point to our Pilates data that we have right here in our Google Sheet, and it's going to build a video for us. But let's just create one from scratch just so you can see what it looks like. So I'm going to paste in here, create a video that talks about Pilates movements for our new company called Align and Elevate. And while it's doing that, I'm going to join the meeting because I want to be able to play this and I want you to be able to hear the sound. So give me a second. Let's see. So here's our outline. So now I can hit next here. You can kind of pick your design. Let's go with this like green color one. This one looks pretty cool. We'll pick that. You kind of get like a short preview, but now it's going to build the video. And so while it's doing that, I will join. And then I'm going to stop presenting from this account really quickly, just so you guys can see it. Let's see, stop, join. Oh, I don't know if it might not let me, Susie, because I think that's going to be a viewer. It's okay. They don't have to hear the sound. I just wanted everybody to see. So I'll go back to this. So now we have our vid created. And what's really cool about it is it does add music in there. You won't be able to hear it because I'm not sharing the tab. I'm only sharing my window. But if I hit play, it's going to automatically, start this presentation for you. And I only put in a few keywords. It even gives you like a really cool script that you can follow. You can generate a voiceover. But I like that it's putting in like real like action videos. Like, I didn't create these videos. This is something that Gemini put together about people stretching and doing different formations for Pilates. You can also change the music. So you can see that I do have sound right here. If I hit delete, I can click on this icon down here where it says stock media. And now I have a list of or search options, I should say, to find, music in here. So if I click on the music, I can click on alternative and punk, and it's going to give me some, different styles. You can insert this directly into your vid, and then now it's going to play with alternative music. But what's really cool is just the ability to create videos like marketing videos, training videos just on the fly. You will have the ability to create the templates, like I said, and then you can do it from existing docs. So I can say create a video from this document. I haven't tested this one yet, so we'll see if this one works. But we should get a really short video based off the data in here. Yeah, so it might not like that video because I might not have a lot of data in here. I think I should have another one in here, maybe about the smoothie shop. Let's try that again. Let's see. Maybe this one. This is the history of the NFL. Let's see if this one works for us. Just wanted to give you an idea.
Sorry, we weren't able to do the Q&As because I'm having technical difficulties.
Okay.
I apologize, guys.
It should give us a list of it after, Susan. We like in an Excel arms and a sheet, and we should be able to respond to them.
Perfect.
Okay, so here's our video from our document that we had. This one's just called the history of the NFL. Nothing special. It's just some basic data in there. I'll actually open that up so you can see it. Let's give it a second. But so here's our document that it's creating. So what's really cool about using Gemini and Google Docs also is here's a lot of information in here, right? If I just click on the icon right here, the side panel that we talked about, it's going to automatically start summarizing it for me. So I didn't have to ask it to do that. It's just going to automatically do that, which is one of my favorite features. So if you're catching up on notes from someone else, you can just get a summary of them. So now here's our video. So I was just pointing to this Google Doc right here, and it just has a little bit of information about the NFL. But now if I hit play, you'll see it's giving us information from that document. It's going to reference, football and point to stats and everything that's in that document. So just really wanted to show you how quickly you can create these vids. Like I said, it may not be available for you yet in your environment. It might be up to something that you can sign up for. And then I know we're close on time, so I wanted to show one more thing. You can also use Gemini side panel in the drive option. You can get summaries files, so I can drag it in here, get a short summary. You can use this as a search function also, just like we were looking for emails in the Gmail application. We were looking for important emails or unread emails. I can say, show me all the files that start with the word copy, and it's going to list these files out. So I can say, show me all the documents that start with copy, and it should search through our drive. Here we go. Here's our copy documents. Just kind of wanted to show you a couple different options on how you can use this. And then the last thing, because I know we have a minute left, try not to rush, but I wanted to show you that Gemini is also out in forms. Again, I think this might be an alpha, but we can paste in something really short, like create a sign-up form to send to our customers about a happy hour that 66 Degrees is hosting. And then now we have this form automatically that we can paste in here, and we can use this form. We can ask them if they have any food allergies. So if you're creating forms a lot, this could be really helpful just by using the Gemini app to help you create a form. So I really wanted to show that. I know we're pretty much at time, Susie. So if we want, I can take those questions and respond to them just, one by one via email. This is recorded, so we will send this out. Everybody should be able to see this recording. Yeah, it looks like there's a few questions in there, but yeah, I think since we're at time, Susie, I think we can just respond to them offline. Is that okay?
Yep, absolutely.
All right. Well, hopefully this was helpful. I know I kind of sped through it a little bit. I just wanted to show you guys as much as possible in the amount of time that we had. But yeah, if you guys have questions, ask your account manager. We can get Gemini set up for you, or even do another demo, maybe a more personal one for your company. But thanks for joining.
Thank you so much, you guys.